It's been far too long since the last Minas Tirith video. Here I want to show off a separate cake showcase of the Lego Grond that I built for the mock. So at Brickworld Chicago, I was pretty much scrambling to build this guy. I had some of the parts and was just building as much of it as I could. And I ended up with something that looked very close to this. Since then, I have made a few improvements, so I want to show off the build as a whole and get into all of those improvements. What I wanted to build was obviously something that is minifig scale. That's all I care about in Lego. I don't care about anything outside of minifig scale, and especially so because this was going to go in my Lego Minas Tirith mock. So I wanted something that really matched with the Minas Tirith walls and fit in a lot of figures and orcs and stuff that would make it really come to life. So I started out by trying to figure out the base and the wheels and figure the size of them. And what I settled with was essentially a Technic frame that's made up of about a lot of these ring structures of Technic. It's like one piece, but four sides, very useful piece. And then I just plated them over with brown. And then for the wheels themselves, I used these parts and simple fix there. And it worked out really well. The scaling was pretty much perfect and it made it really easy to make. I did have to put some wheels in the middle in order for the build not to sag, because before I had the wheels in the middle, the frame was not so good and each side was supported by the wheels, but if you think of the force pushing down here, nothing was supporting it. So having those wheels in the middle is really nice. For the pillars, what I did was very simple. I just thought I need to go up, and because of the timing with Brickworld Chicago, I had to do this really quickly. So I just did the first thing that popped in my head, which is ordering a bunch of these tall pillar pieces. They're like 1x1 by 5s, and I just ordered a ton of them, enough to go high enough to where I wanted to go. And then I threw in a few details like these things, just because I had ordered them previously and I had them on hand, so I figured why not use them. And then the part that I like the most is the bridge, where you can position minifigures to shoot down as seen in the movie. Very, very awesome in my opinion. I think this is probably the coolest part of the mock. It really shows how this is a Lego minifigure scale build and something that minifigs interact with, and it's a part of that huge Minas Tirith battle. Really love that. So you can put some orcs on the platform and then have them shoot down at anything, or in the case of the Minas Tirith siege, shoot up at the defenders of Minas Tirith. Unfortunately, I don't have any orcs on me right now. I have those all in another place. So here's an Indiana Jones for scale on the mock. And then up top, I added some details with these claw pieces. And then the last part, of course, is the wolf head himself, Grond. So in the books, this was created by the head of the Nazgul, the Witch King of Angmar, who made Grond specifically to break the gates of Minas Tirith, which were in the book made of the same material as the Tower of Orthanc. Very, very cool looking thing. And of course, why go through all this effort of building the mock if it isn't somewhat functional? So does it actually work? Yes, it hangs by these chains on each pillar, and boom, you can see it's pretty fun to play with. It will ram on the gates of Minas Tirith. And let's go ahead and cut to that. This is how it scales with my Minas Tirith. You can see here I have my Minas Tirith built. No minifigs or anything, but I did want to show off that scale difference. So you can tell if you're an orc up here, you're going to be looking up at the knights of Minas Tirith that are raining down arrows on you. And meanwhile, Grond is banging on the walls, or on the gate of Minas Tirith, on the doors. Get a little closer. There we go. There are the gates, and you can push back Grond to sort of bang into it and get those walls to open up, which is the coolest thing in the world to me. So it worked out that it scaled perfectly. Before I had built Grond, I had already built the doors of Minas Tirith, so I made the doors as minifig scale as possible. And then when you build the Grond minifig scale, they're gonna go together really well and look really awesome. So this is really the end product. Definitely love the combination. You can see, you know, the sort of the pure white walls of Minas Tirith up against the evil concoction of the Witch King of Angmar, bringing them down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really wanted to show off this part of the MOC, and I thought it turned out really well. There are some improvements that I would make. One being, I'm planning on replacing these pillar pieces with more of these 2x2 bricks, just because as of right now, if I am not careful, these pillars can be a little structurally unstable. So that's one fix that I will be doing. But other than that, I'm really happy with the build. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on it and what else you want to see from Minas Tirith. Thank you all for watching.